You see, two things. And
why do you want to have a press conference? Because it's one issue.
I will address that.
Address it.
Yeah, Mr. Gyamfi raised an issue about the judge and expressed surprise that the judge ruled a certain way. To be fair to the judge, she insisted that what Japa was saying in relation to damage conduct should be on the record. So that means that it is part of the court record. And when she has to make a determination, she will consider that. Because in fact, Japa also insisted that he wants that matter on record, meaning that he is prepared to go the full hog and supply any evidence that there may be, so that what he is saying can be grounded in real fact. So on that score, I don't think the judge erred. Also, it is only proper that if the courtroom becomes heated, the judge takes steps to calm tempers, and that is what she did by asking them to go into. So in respect of the judge, she conducted herself well, and she was fair to both parties. Now, regarding the accoutrements, and you see, we are engaged in public discussion. And again, what I'm about to say is a matter of public record. Japa has said this in court. The accoutrements, you see, the reason why they say there was a problem in the ambulance, and there's a letter that Honorable Alessebefia wrote, indicating that there was no medical equipment in it. There were other accessories that had been fixed in the ambulance, and I hope you see the inside of the ambulance. In October 2016, a container load of equipment, health equipment, medical equipment, to be fixed in this ambulance arrived in Ghana. This government has simply refused to clear it. It's been at the port for 8 years. So the very reason why you say the ambulance is not fit for purpose has been sitting at the port for 8 years. So if indeed this government was interested in abating loss, all they will need to do is to clear. And you see, the Ministry of Health, in other words, government of Ghana, is a consignee, which means that they are the only ones who can clear it. Yes. And yet the thing has been at the port for 8 years, and you've left that, and you are going to court to claim that people have caused loss. But we, in the end, you see, we have a direct stake in ensuring that our members are not treated unfairly and unjustly.
That's why you want to organize a press conference.
You see, we have told you that it is not just this matter. Dame has a record. He has gained notoriety for judicial manipulation. There are many. Yes,
how do you come to that conclusion?
There are many things that we know that we will speak to at the press conference that backs this point. So when we have one more instance of manipulation on his part to unjustly imprison a member of our party, we have a legitimate right to rise to the defense of that party. It does not mean that whatever evidence needs to be put before the court will not be put there. Indeed, as I've indicated, the judge herself has indicated that she is interested in the statements made by Japa in court, and that this should be reflected. In fact, when the court closes for the day, both parties are finished with the court, a copy of the proceedings, as Mr. Gyamfi rightly knows as a lawyer. So when you read it, you see that it is captured there in black and white, that it should be reflected in the court's records. So there's no difficulty at all in terms of anybody's ability to prove what is happening. But beyond that is the fact that every citizen, to begin with, the Attorney General is a public official. So his conduct is subject to public commentary and criticism. We in the NDC, as stakeholders in Ghana, believe that judicial processes should not become a tool that is used against political adversaries for the sake of it. We believe that that is precisely what this Attorney General is doing. And therefore, every now and then, when we have cause to comment publicly on this and draw attention to this, we will do it. And that is precisely why we are going to hold that conference on Monday. Because this country belongs to us. It does not belong to Akufo-Addo, merely because he was voted for as president. And as I have said already, we in the NDC have a right not to like him, not to like his governance. Not liking Akufo-Addo or his governance is not a crime.
But Felix, you know that when there's a case in court, you don't undertake acts that seem to prejudice.
But the Attorney General has issued a statement claiming that somebody has approached him and he has a video. Why? He didn't know that the matter was in court. The Attorney General has issued a statement full of untruths and lies. He has put an MPP journalist, Paul Adumachi, on TV to peddle lies about Atufo and others. We in the NDC have a right to respond and correct the record. Number two, I have told you that the Attorney General, whether he is in court or not, is a public official paid with the taxpayers' money. For that reason, his conduct, his work is subject to criticism, evaluation, and scrutiny. It is that scrutiny that we will carry out when we address the matter. And that is without prejudice to anything that is happening in court. In any event, when you go to court, the reason why you reporters are allowed in is that the court is an open place. What they are doing should be transparent. Everything that they capture on record is public information available to you in the media and both parties. So to that extent, you can speak, especially when the Attorney General has sought to distort the facts and deliberately create an impression that nobody is begging him. In fact, even Big C has not begged him. Big C says, if you say that the ambulances are defective, let us have it. We will pay you your money. That is not begging you.
The Attorney General says he has video evidence of...
I am saying that it is a lie from the pits of hell. I will repeat it. He has nothing. And I'm challenging him today, this morning. He should send that evidence to you in TV3 so that you air it for everybody to hear. At least we in the NDC have said that in respect of the evidence that Japa speaks to, it will come out early next week. Haven't we said that? Has the Attorney General committed to putting that video out? Let him put it out now.
He says he has it.
He does not have it. Let him put it out. Let him put it out now, if he has it.
Now, we've also been joined by law lecturer. He's also a regular on the show, Kingsley Amwakwa-Bwedu. He's right there. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And you take a look at the position of the Attorney General, and then also all the commentary that has gone on, and the concerns that had been raised by the NDC following the admission in court by the accused. What conclusions can you draw as a legal practitioner and law lecturer, and then also by way of a note of advisory, not only to the media, to the NDC, whether it's the MPP or any other interested party in this case?
Okay, good morning to my fellow panelists. I think this is the first time I'm meeting you, Felix.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Oh, this is the first time you're meeting?
The very first time I'm meeting him. Yeah. That's for my CPP man, presidential candidate.
Oh, he's a presidential candidate. I see. I don't know. I know that.
They usually tease him with. Welcome to the table.
Well, so I look at all these things happening, and I am amazed at the extent to which NDC will go to make a point. You see, when you're doing a matter like this, you allow the case to go on, to proceed. If, like Felix said, if the atmosphere in the courtroom is tensed, most of the time the judge will rise and allow the lawyers to calm themselves down before he comes back or she comes back. Or invite them either to the bench there and then and give them a stern warning, or invite them to chambers and tell them, you people, calm down. All right, so you need to have conduct of your court, all right, control the court. And so you see some of them, even when there's a matter which is funny, like everyone is laughing, you see them in their face, they won't, because they need to control their court.
Stand face.
Yeah, stand face.
Because of the rules of the court.
Yeah, they're trained to do that. You need to take control of it. So for that to happen, there's nothing wrong with that. And we all encourage, even by our profession, that's why we call ourselves learned friends, so that there's no adversarial stance taken. Now, the ingredients of this offense remains the ingredients of the offense. That is what will convict or acquit and discharge the accused persons. Okay.
Based on the evidence.
Yeah, the ingredients of it.
Based on the evidence.
So you establish the ingredients with the evidence. Do you see? Whether someone is trying to get you to change the story or fabricate whatever issues, all right? If you bring an evidence and the person is able to establish that this one has been fabricated, then it goes to whether it should be admissible or not. At times it may be admissible, but then the necessary weight to be attached to it.
What's your point with this?
So, it is immaterial to the case in court. It's immaterial whatsoever to the case in court. The case in court is running. Now there's the affectionary tactics adopted by NDC. And you see where my friend was going. That they are now, he meets the judges and fabricates things, and it's like he has a coercive impact on the judiciary. I think that shouldn't be said on this platform. I don't think it should be said on this platform, because the judiciary is a strong judiciary. They are members of their own. Can you imagine that you are saying that you can go and have a coercive influence over Justice Ladyship Justice Fiasewa? It's not possible. I was in court when Ayega matter happened. When someone came to say that Ayega cannot come, Anaba Ayega cannot come because there's something happening in Parliament. I was in court. I was part of Kennedy Japon's team then in court. If you say, in my court, I give the person up to this day, this time. If it doesn't appear, we will see. We got down in 15 minutes' time. The whole of the lawyers in Parliament were coming. That is the FSI's court. So you can't go there and say that, or you can't use this so-called press conference.
Lawyer Mokwabedu, for the record, nobody has said anything to pass any disparaging remarks.
That's what they do. He said.
Indeed, what he did say was to rather commend the judge sitting on the subject. And that, I think, some few minutes ago was even one of the liners when it comes to.
Yes, and I'm also adding that. I'm also adding to that because I know, and it's not the only person because I appear in courts. I know the judges. You cannot do anything to influence them. At the end of the day, the evidence you are giving, is it admissible? If it's admissible, which we attach to that? Let's not divert from the case. You're asking questions.
But nobody's impeaching the judge.
No, I'm not saying that anyone is impeaching that. You cannot even. I'm saying you cannot even.
So the judge has control of that
your press conference and whatever you are saying,
that is
it cannot have any effect on this case. It's a diversionary tactics. Cannot have any effect on this case. The end of the bottom matter is that.
No, but
do you have the ingredients of this crime? Are they established? You establish same with the evidence, the quality of the evidence. That's all.
Because you're even a law lecturer
and
also practicing, it even makes the conversation more educative and spicy.
Yes.
Wherein we have an accused person, a critical person in the matter before the court.
Yes.
Make a statement which seems to suggest the lead prosecutor of the state. Indeed, the prosecutor of this case for the state in court had made an approach to him, and even upon restraint, still goes on to submit or say to the court that he has evidence to that effect. That whether you're witnessing in court or you are associated with a case should arouse suspicions or should arouse concerns, whether in the court of public opinion or within the structure of the judicial system. Is that not the case?
As I said, ingredients...
What did you say?
As I said, ingredients of the offense is what we concern ourselves with. We are not interested, the court is not interested in any other thing which is not material to it. Now, if you come to court to say that this person has approached me, you need to bring the evidence. All right? And let's see whether that impacts on the case. It's not just by saying it. You need to bring the evidence. Let's see whether that impacts on the case. All right? Now, when you have made formal approaches to me, which is stated in the letter of the Attorney General, and you now turning around to say, I have approached you, this also raises a lot of concerns. And we can do that outside the court. But we should not lose track of the matter in the court, the ingredients, and whether we are able to establish it. Otherwise, you see, when I was coming, I was listening to my brother Felix.
Well, when you were coming, you were listening.
I listened to everyone. I listened to everyone. That's how, I mean, I did not want to lose anything that is said.
In fact, it's what you should actually do.
Yes. So
as we become early, you still listen.
Well, it happens to all of us sometimes. So.
Fire shot.
I've been in that position before, so I understand.
Fire shot.
You think it's been mischievous? Eh?
No, not mischievous. It's something personal.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Now, if you're not careful, and I don't wish that on anyone, but Ghana must have our money. And there has to be justice. But I don't wish that on anyone, on the minority leader who's rising in his party. He's just been replaced. He's replaced someone. He's rising, and all of a sudden he's convicted. We don't wish that for him. But justice also.
That's immaterial to the conversation.
No. It is material to what I'm saying. Now, we don't want that to happen. But if it happens, justice must be served. Now, we also don't want that after that, the impression is created that the AG goes about fabricating evidence and meeting judges so that he can convict those who are vocal against the government.
You think that's the impression that has been created?
That is what he said.
It's an accused person who made a
No,
statement.
that's what he said. That's what he.
Jakpa said this under oath. Under oath. He had sworn to tell, and you know the consequence of lying under oath, right? He actually insisted, as the judge, to place this on record. The judge said yes. The judge instructed her court recorders to let the records reflect that Jakpa has said so. It tells you that the judge is interested in learning whether or not what Jakpa has said is true. Jakpa has also said that he is prepared to back it with evidence because he has it.
Let him bring the evidence.
No problem. The moment it is established that the Attorney General has sought to get a witness to peddle falsehood to implicate the person that he has put on trial, the heart of the matter is that the Attorney General has come to tell a lie before the court. That is what is happening. Indeed, if the Attorney General had the ingredients that he claims he has, why would he need Jakpa's cooperation to falsify evidence against the person he's accusing? The other issue to that I must raise is that, in fairness to the judge, I think she acted properly by getting the allegations placed on record, going on recess and coming tempest, and adjourning to 28. Nobody can say that she acted unfairly, and none of us here has even criticized her in terms of her. Indeed, I have gone out of my way, and you know that I have been critical of judicial happenings in this country for a long time, but I have gone out of my way to commend her handling because I think that she handled it in a mature way. I have been in her court since this case started. I think she's been fair. Sometimes you even forget that you are in court because of her pleasant disposition and all that. But the point must be made that let nobody tell us that in this country there is no evidence of judges being influenced. Roland, through an access documentary, we saw high court judges being influenced with goats and yams and some small amounts of money. Nobody can tell us that an attorney general or powerful government elements cannot lean on a judge to do certain things. So that narrative that people seek to paint, that our judiciary is sacrosanct and that it's not populated with human beings, and that the same influences that you and I are subject to,
you are saying why it's been disproved?
Why? But you've seen evidence of it. Has the judiciary itself not taken action against judges who received bribes in the form of yam and goats and small amounts of money? Has the judiciary itself not taken that action? So the notion that this government cannot lean on judges is not one that should be accepted. But again, every Ghanaian has a right to voice concern when there are indications that the government through its Attorney General is trying to subvert the course of justice. What the Attorney General has done by attempting to get Jakpa to falsify testimony. Indeed, in one of the instances, on the morning that Jakpa was going to court to testify, the Attorney General called him.
How do you know this?
I'm telling you that for a fact. And why?
You say submit it to the court.
But I have told you repeatedly that one, Jakpa himself has urged the court to put it on record and that he is going to prove it. Number two, we in the NDC have told you that in the coming days, that is early next week.
Why should we wait till Tuesday?
Oh, but why? But we need a formal engagement to put it out. We cannot just shoot from the head.
Can I just say
the point I'm making? Then, but when you were speaking, I kept quiet.
No,
again, speaking about the ingredients,
you have a minute.
I have told you.
You have a minute.
Yes, regarding the ingredients, what is the specific allegation against Atufosin? The Attorney General says that he wrote a letter without authorization. Indeed, he speaks about the submission of no case. He should read the judge's ruling on the submission of no case. She narrowed it down. The case against Atufosin, she narrowed it down to just proving that he had authorization. I have also told you that his boss, who is the only person who could have given him authorization on a matter of public record, has come to court to say, I gave the man authorization. So Atufosin's party, Atufosin's team is confident that he has done enough to prove his innocence. But this matter that has come in shows that this entire time, the Attorney General was only scheming to falsify evidence against him.
NDC, leave it.
Why should we leave it? No. Every Ghanaian must be concerned when evidence emerges of judicial manipulation. It is not just a matter in court. You see, Roland, the judiciary is an institution of state. Just like the way that people criticize the presidency, the work of parliament. Every institution of state is subject to criticism. So if you are doing your work and we find that somebody in government is able to subvert the course of justice and that innocent people are put in prison, every Ghanaian ought to be concerned. So we in the NDC are concerned, especially when it concerns our minority leader, and we will speak about it, and we will do so next week.
I wanted to say something.
What do you make of the position that has been